Like, so what I was saying was this girl got mad at me last night because I guess there was like a rally last night in Atlanta for the
Migos is crazy.
And like
shout out. I mean, I fuck with them.
There was a bunch of like cars and stuff.
Hey man, RIP Takeoff.
She got so mad at me because I was like, maybe it was insensitive, but oh well. So
she's thinking about it now.
It says Chamblee, Georgia fights back. And I said, I wish they would have had this energy at the polls. They probably wouldn't be fighting today. And then this girl commented, are these people citizens? ? Perhaps they can't vote. And I was like, wouldn't know. What I do know is all the Hispanics for Trump and all the rallies that they had, which is what my comment was based on, and the poll stats. I didn't get a response back, but I did get 300 likes. But I'm like, why are you mad at me? Like, first of all, I think the situation is really sad. Nobody's freedom should ever be at risk. No children should be at school worried about if they're going to come home and not have their parents, or, you know, no parent should be worried that like their kid's not coming home. However, when it was Black children who were getting shot in their yard and Black men and women who were getting gunned down in their cars, we were asked 957,000 questions. Were you being a good citizen? Well, you must have been breaking the law because the police don't just do that. Police don't just come into your home unannounced and shoot and kill you. There's no way that that happens. You live in America. There's no way you were minding your business, walking down the street and got brutally attacked. So in defense to that, there's no way that you followed all the rules and you just got brutally attacked or deported. And not to be funny, but at the end of the day, you broke the rules. Like, we're just Black. Nobody gave us an option, right? And I'm not to say what's right and what's wrong, but if we're looking at this black and white the same way they did, you're breaking the rules and now you're in trouble.
I mean, I'll just say it on
None
this.
of that is my problem.
I know when people say that, like, and usually, you know, in my head, I get like the Karen or whatever who say shit like that, right? Who's like, oh, were they doing this? That's a subsection of white people. Now, I can't quantify the number, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think a lot of white people have that mentality when it comes to police brutality or anything like that, or like, you know, cops coming in and taking the Hispanic kids out of school. It's crazy. Like, it's really a gray line. And honestly, just how we all like digest this shit, because how we were taught black and white. Like, as soon as we were born, and this is all a gray line kind of area. It's all a gray area.
It's not a gray area, though, and if you would have voted properly, you wouldn't have this issue.
But we like
it's not a gray area. He said, "I'm going to deport you." He said that. So that's not gray. That's not gray.
It's gray because
that's you not using your listening skills.
We in our mentality are like, why is this happening? It's like,
and whose mentality? Because I'm an American citizen.
I'm
not confused. This white man got on stage and said, "I'm going to deport the Mexicans."
Yeah.
He grouped up all Spanish-speaking people as Mexicans, for one.
Yeah.
He's not about to hear that you're Venezuelan or Ecuadorian or Puerto Rican or Peruvian. He doesn't care.
But, I'm speaking to the Selena Gomez's out there. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't care because she also wants to cry her tears on TikTok. Like, that's wild to me. Anybody crying on the internet is dumb.
I ain't gonna lie.
First of all.
If you wasn't campaigning for your people to vote against Trump, I can't hear it.
And she was the same person that when it came to Black Lives Matter and everybody asked her, did she have an opinion? She told them to mind their business.
But
and she doesn't get involved.
To be fair,
so
in that community, they are not like together. There's a white Latina, you know what I'm saying? Latinx, and then there's like a.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? That is whitewashing, and that is them allowing. That is them allowing the Americans to taint them. When in reality, back to a couple episodes ago, nobody sees you as a white Hispanic versus a Black Hispanic. You are Hispanic. The same way that Trump said y'all are speaking Mexican, because he's not even smart enough to know that it's just Spanish. Or
I think that's a lot of Americans.
I mean, but
hell yeah,
it's a lot.
I ain't gonna lie, not the Mexican, but I've been guilty of it.
It's a lot of a certain type of American, and I mean, it's ignorance. Yeah. And again, none of that is my problem. I don't feel bad.
At this point, no.
I don't care. You're not going to make me come out and help you and buy a t-shirt. I don't feel sorry for you.
I feel bad because
you wanted to sell tacos.
No, bro, you don't feel bad because on the episode you said, wait until this shit happens.
I can still feel bad though.
Why do you feel bad?
Because I grew up, you know what I'm saying, California, been around illegals, legal.
Me too.
Hispanics, whatever. I get it. Like, you're just trying to find a better life for yourself. And I know
at the detriment of men that look like you?
It's hard to uproot yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, or have to leave somewhere that you felt like you were going to be established at. And
what does that have to do with being racist?
Who's racist, though?
So you want me to feel sorry for the same Hispanic people that sat up there?
But those ain't the same ones, though.
They are. They're very much the exact same ones.
They weren't able to vote. They couldn't vote for their shit. These are the other Hispanics that were out there voting. The white ones that were sitting up there with their Hispanic and illegal immigrant spouses sat up there talking all that crap that now want to cry on TikTok like, I thought they were only getting rid of the bad ones. Like,
I don't even know what that means.
I don't think that's the majority of the ones that voted for that man, though.
Have you not like looked? I've blocked most of them.
Like the Marco Rubio, it's another Hispanic dude. Those are the type of guys that voted, that wants these illegal immigrants out, even though they came from
they're married to these illegal immigrants.
Yeah, well, I don't know if Marco Rubio.
Do you know that they took down the immigration hotline to report people because everybody was calling and reporting Elon Musk?
I can believe that. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Get that
nigga I saw a video where a dude did that.
They need to add.
And he answered the phone.
He's South African.
He answered the phone and he was like, "Hi, this is Officer Ramirez," and he was like, "Ramirez." Mm-hmm. Traitor.
Crazy.
But it was pretty funny because everybody is saying there's an African man and his name is Elon Musk. We need to get him out of here. Yeah. And it's just so funny. But I don't know. I think this whole situation is like, it's really a mirror because when we go back and just look at whenever stuff happens to black people, like you were just saying, what were they doing? Why did it happen? Was it a result of that? And now we are always expected to turn the other cheek and fight for everybody else when nobody really fights for us. Like, we do have some people who come out for us, right? But at a large enough scale that it matters, we don't. I mean, and so it's like, for black people, they're going to always look to us. I don't
100% agree with that. I think we started, and then there are a good amount of people that are smart enough to say, I might not necessarily want them to benefit from it, but I know I will. We can look at the women's suffrage movement in that. It was started by black people, black men and women who wanted women to be able to work. White women joined on and became the face. And that's the only reason a lot of things got pushed. DEI is an example. A lot of people think that DEI means hiring unqualified black people when that's not it.
No.
And people can't seem to wrap their head around the fact that you can be a person of color and qualified. And I think that's where a lot of this disconnect is. They think that you're just saying yes to every black application that comes through, whether you're qualified or not. And I think it's interesting considering the climate right now of all these unqualified white people that are holding offices, that if we were to look at their application that they've never submitted, it's just laughable. Mm-hmm. Because as a black person, a Hispanic person, a woman, a Chinese person, an Asian, anybody, you could never. And I think it was the same thing with affirmative action. A lot of Asians wanted that done. And they were like, who cares? We don't benefit. And they're crying. I have a 5.0 and can't get in anywhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because at the end of the day, what people fail to realize is we as black people will never be deported. They can never send us anywhere. They can never take anything else away from us than they already have. You want to take Black History Month? It's not yours to take. We were nice by allowing you to join and come. You want to take Martin Luther King Day? We'll take off. You want to take Juneteenth? We just got it as a holiday. We're going to celebrate regardless. Where people fail to realize we are not Hispanic. We're not going to be taken anywhere. We tried to warn you. Because we know what they do, but you thought you were better because you can assimilate and we can't. You thought because you were Cuban with blonde hair and blue eyes and maybe you're Cuban and you're Jewish and you thought that you assimilate, but you're here legally. And now look at you. That's the real issue. And that's why I do not feel sorry. And for the rest of the 4 years, I mean, deal with it. Y'all got to figure it out.
I mean, it's a stance on it where we're like, we're neutral. We're like, whatever. I'm going to feel sympathy regardless just because, it's, like I said, it's hard to uproot somebody who believes that they're going to be here forever, that their family and generations are going to be here forever. I think we talked about this in the last episode with like Palestine. It's like you see the situation crumbling around you. I think at that point when you've seen it seeming kind of like dire, where people are bombing literally where you're living or the places where you would be hospitalized at, I think it's time for you to start making a decision of leaving or trying to leave as quick as possible. And I think, obviously a lot of illegal immigrants were trying to do that. But their situations were dire in Mexico, so they came here, and now they got to go back. Obviously,
and I'm glad she's sending all the Americans back. Mexico's president ain't playing around.
No, yeah, they ain't playing. But
I love that for her.
They with it.
She is standing on business, and I love that for her.
It's a thing. Like I understand why Selena's crying. You know what I'm saying, out there and showing, trying to have some kind of sympathy for these folks. You know what I'm saying. So it's like I can't be too heartless about it. It's just,
But why cry when you have the funds to hire lawyers for these people if you care that much? Like, you are a woman who I think she's close to a billionaire. Her and Taylor, I think, are on the same status.
Selena?
I think. Based on her Rhodes beauty and all her stuff, I don't know. But either way, she does very well for herself. Instead of getting on Beyonce's internet and crying into the camera and just recording yourself in tears, why not say, you know what? I think she's Mexican, right?
I have no idea.
So she's some kind of
She's from
Latin.
Somewhere in the...
Okay, so she's Latin. I don't want to misspeak.
Yeah.
Why not hire a team of attorneys and pay for like 10 cases in each state?
But I mean, can we though? Like,
why can't you? But what I'm saying is,
no, they can.
Attempting to hire to fight for their citizenship.
People are doing it now.
Like,
there are lawyers in cases where people are fighting to stay in the country.
You can definitely start the process and apply, but I mean, there's something.
Battle, ain't it?
But there's something that you can do other than getting on the internet and crying, is what I'm saying. And you have the means to do it. You sitting up there crying was pointless. That was stupid. Like, okay, tears. Like, what? Oh, they're gonna leave the children. We saw this when he was in office last time with kids that were separated from families, kids that were peeing and pooping on themselves,
kids that were disappearing.
I will
trafficking.
I will say that she should have definitely advocated for the Hispanic vote to go towards Kamala. That is something she should have done.
You're best friends with Taylor Swift. Why were you not putting together any and everything?
She should have definitely.
Were there any prominent Hispanic leaders or like people at Kamala rallies? I know we had like black people.
I don't know if they were.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like, were there? Because they had like. I'm not saying these. I don't want to
say they didn't, but they
did. Like, was George Lopez out there? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I don't know if there were any.
I think there were a few. But they were quiet.
And
the fact that we can't think about it.
I think she part of that too, though. Yeah. AOC is a part of that. You feel me? I think she, but I don't think her main focus.
I don't even think like AOC has like. I feel like more black people like her than I see Hispanic people like her.
The fact that we can't think about it is the issue. The
right,
fact that
like I can't just say like, oh, this person was there, these celebrities were there.
Like that's
granted, they're not celebrities I watch for. I didn't watch for the celebrities that she had that were black, but I knew who they were, right?
The fact that there was such a big turnout of Hispanic people that were at these rallies and they were being used as a figurehead, right? For Trump.
Oh, okay.
Like the same way that they had all of that, if they were concerned, they should have had the other side. And you cannot expect me to fight your battle when you wouldn't even fight it for yourself.
I can't even get how he was able to get, I mean, even with the money, like, damn, you really selling your people.
Bruh,
that short.
They don't see them. And we have the same problem in our community where we have
crazy.
So that subsection of coons, I don't know if I can say this shit, if they're going to bleep it. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Who would easily sell our entire culture, bro, to be straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have a... And the Hispanics have a lot of people that are on that, bro.
They're going to come for them next.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. You know what I'm saying? But, like, those people exist. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why that shit happens. Unfortunately, in Hispanic communities... That's heavy. Like, that's serious. I mean, obviously, we know, bro, Mexicans,
but do you know
Puerto
what that goes back
Colombians,
to?
they be beefing and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But do you know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because it all goes back to racism. Nobody wants to be black. Nobody wants to be black, but everybody wants to be black. All of that issue is derived in don't call me black. I'm not Dominican because you think I'm Dominican because my hair and my skin color. It all comes down to racism. So again, you're not selling your case. You're not going to make me feel bad. My white grandpa used to say it all the time. Hard head, soft ass.
Oh, yeah, it's classic.
He'd be like, you have a hard head.
Yeah.
and that's how you're going to learn. And I mean, that's literally how I learned. And this, unfortunately, is their circumstance. And I don't feel bad. I'm not helping. Like, I don't care.
Well, we started off a little heavy with the deportation talks. But welcome to the Bridge ATL. Y'all know who I am. I'm Ty. Hosting, and with me, as always, is Kell.
Yo, how y'all doing?
And of course, we have Ashley with us.
Hello.
And y'all already seen the beginning, the opening. We were talking about deportation stuff. We're going to get into a little bit later because that ties into something we want to talk about. But first, what I want to talk about, well, to kind of like jump topics I kind of want to jump to. Like,
and real
quick
before you go into it, I'm gonna do this, and we're probably gonna clip it just to let y'all know. Y'all know what the hell's going on right now, right? The Bridge, when we started it, the point is to get news across to y'all that's very, that you might not know. That obviously I'm 35, Black community, grew up in marginal, communities and whatnot, neighborhoods, all of that, right? And I know a lot of people in my community just don't know about shit that's going on. It is my job, my duty to give information to people who I used to live with and around and get them to understand what's going on in the United States, around the world that you might not know. Because a lot of us feel like it doesn't affect us, and it actually does. I've said this many times on the show, and I know I got friends that watch this, I got family members, they might look at our content, might feel like it's heavy, it's harsh, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, in reality, that's just how we live, you know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff we see in media, sports, cartoons, movies, whatever, it's a distraction, you know what I'm saying? That's just the real shit. Our job is literally give y'all the real shit, you know what I'm saying? So this show for this year has started off kind of early. It's kind of, harsh. It might be like that for a long time. Am I saying it's Trump by itself?
4 years.
No, for real. For real. So
you're subscribed for the next 4 years.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's only Trump. No, because even before him, it's been like this. And it will be like this for a long time. So a lot of the news that we will try to bring to y'all will be harsh. It is what it is. I don't want to change what we're talking about, you know what I'm saying? Because I have to bring this to y'all. I'm not going to switch anything out. You can do your research for yourself, but I'm here to give it to you in case you didn't hear it. We're all here to give it to y'all in case y'all never heard it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're here for the ride, understand it might get heavy, but it's up to you to determine whether it's important or not. Simple as that. Go ahead.
Cool. But yeah, hey, look, Kell said it. Y'all already know what's up. But last show we talked about the end of TikTok. And as we are here now, TikTok is still around.
It was banned. It was gone.
It was gone for less than 24 hours.
When I left for Barcelona, it was gone.
Yeah, I mean.
So I got back from Belize, was packing, was getting ready for Barcelona. I wake up, I get to the airport, and I have something is wrong. Try again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they really did it. Like, they really got rid of TikTok.
And they did it early, too. They cut it off. They cut it off before Sunday. They started on Saturday night.
You know what made me so mad? They got rid of CapCut.
Yeah.
Like, I was very upset.
No, it's back.
But they got rid of everybody's subscriptions.
I don't know if you can download it because, TikTok's not on the App Store anymore.
Still?
Yeah.
Oh, so you had to have it or you just...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot, because that's what happened to Marvel Snap. That was a game that was published by the company from TikTok. Okay. And that was just a random game that's out there that got caught up in that ban. So you couldn't even play that anymore. So it really shut down a lot of their apps. Eliminate was gone, TikTok, CapCut, all of those things. And everybody was really, CapCut. I think everybody was more upset about CapCut because I didn't realize how many people just use CapCut to edit.
I love CapCut.
Yeah, I never used it. I didn't know.
Yeah. We're brick and mortar over here with Adobe,
Yeah.
We're using Adobe,
Listen, not
which everybody
has that
hates.
Adobe money all the time.
Look, I would
Adobe
love
has
to switch.
50 programs that are $1,000 each.
Man, Adobe is expensive. Yeah. But it's back now, and thanks to Trump.
People fought harder for TikTok than I've seen anything in life.
No, for real.
People showed their ass, crying, admitting to lying about products. The crash outs were so real.
Yeah.
Did you guys see all the creators admitting I've never used this product? You know how
secrets
I wake up
that they didn't have that they
I pretended to make all these drinks. I never drank them. I have this food page, never made any of the food for real. They were just lying
on TikTok.
Yes.
So they were just making shit
and then TikTok came back. Hey.
Yeah, and it was very awkward. It was the Kiala Greens one was a really big one that I saw a lot of people never ate it, never helped me. I lied.
What was it, sea moss pills or something like that?
No, it was supposed to be a greens that you drink every day to help
She never drank that shit?
Ever. And there was a bunch of people that were I've never even tried it, never had it, oops.
They just promoted it. I mean, but that's the reality of social media. They use these social media content creators as just a way to put their message out
Some
there.
Bullshit, bro.
But I think it's funny how many people were shocked. I wasn't surprised by the lies. I was surprised by the people that were surprised. Like, I see this girl with a build the body, right? You have your boobs, you have your 360 lipo, you have your BBL, you have your lips, you have the whole thing. And you're over here trying to sell me a Pilates workout or like a greens or like just do these squats in the gym that you're doing improperly with this workout drink. And I'm just supposed to look like you in 20 days. Like, I just feel like some of it was like, come on, bro.
I think a lot of people believe that there are shortcuts. And when somebody's advertising a product that allows you to make that shortcut, they believe it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, I think a lot of people, we're sheep.
Sheeple is real. And
you gotta.
I was so surprised that people were surprised. I'm like,
Old
what?
McDonald had a farm.
Yeah. We're sheep, like,
girls
really
were
though,
straight up like, I never have been to the gym in the last 6 months. And people are like, oh my God, you're such a liar.
Once you can afford the surgery, like, what's the point of constantly keeping yourself in the gym?
No, you still got to keep yourself up.
No, you still got to do
You just get another surgery.
If you got
you just keep doing that. Hey, I'll see you in 6 months.
But do you know how like bad that is for your health?
Oh, it's absolutely terrible. And,
like,
people are going to realize there's probably going to be an epidemic in like 20 years from all these BBLs and
I'm not knocking
liposuction and all that. I think there's going to be some kind of health epidemic.
Bro, your skin will be sagging.
I do want to be clear though, before anybody tries to come for me. Any surgeries that you want to get, like, I am more than supportive. I've done my own fair share of surgery. I'm glad with what I did. I would do it again. I'm happy with the money I spent. I'm not knocking it, but don't lie. Like, that's my issue, is the lying. Like, I would never be like...
What is it? You got a lot of be
yeah, like, that's crazy to me.
You gotta fake it to make it.
You
like,
gotta fake it to make it.
I just ate these pills. Like, no. Like, I feel like just tell the truth. That's my issue. But do whatever makes you happy. But I think you see it a lot with, like, when some of these celebrities get pregnant and they've had, like, the abs. Oh, you can see it, like, over the baby.
Abs over their belly bump.
Yeah.
Hold on, I ain't never seen no shit like that.
Yeah.
Somebody had abs.
Yeah.
Somebody had abs over their baby bump. I can't remember who it was.
It's not like when they're working out. I actually just saw it when I was on my way over here. It was another young lady. She was Hispanic. And she had like the ab sketching. And it just looks very unhealthy.
It looks really weird.
It looks very unhealthy.
Maybe that motherfucker like, let me out.
It looks very unhealthy.
What they doing?
I think that and the BBLs, like my mom... when I was younger, used to work in a nursing home. She's been in like the medical field my whole life. And she would always talk about how like when you get older, like you need to watch your weight because people have to lift you. And like just cleaning you like is hard. And like if anything happens, like these BBLs are out of hand. Like the hip to leg ratio is just very off. Like
butt to thigh ratio. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, like I just can't.
The sticks and basketballs.
I don't know how that's gonna work
like
when you're like 60.
With a meatball. Made me think about a baby shower.
It looks like
it's like when you see it, like in person, it's like being at the circus. You know what I'm saying?
It looks terrible. I saw a young lady yesterday. I was at a photo shoot, and I mean, it just looks like it hurts. And then the only thing they can wear is the little Fashion Nova workout pants. Can't fit jeans. You can't fit real clothes, so now you just in Fabletics for the rest of your life.
Like, your shit fucked up for life. Like, when you get older, when you like 60 or 70, your shit gonna be hanging so crazy. Oh, shit.
It's so crazy.
Like,
I feel like we kind of seen it with the Kardashians now that they're all dating white men again. They're all reducing their fillers. Like,
I was about to say, they've all like dialed it back.
Kylie got rid of her butt filler. They dialed it all back. Kim got rid of hers. Chloe got rid of hers. Like, I think we're gonna go back to like a natural.
All American androids, man. You know what I'm saying?
That just can't be good for you.
No, it's definitely not. But like I said, there's gonna be an epidemic. But either way, TikTok is back now.
How's your algorithm?
My algorithm is fine. I've seen the videos. I've seen the post. I think at first somebody was probably onto something, but now I think it's just like, oh, this is content that I can easily make go up. And I've been meaning to make a video myself to tell people how to get TikTok if you ain't got it on your phone.
Oh, do that. Like, you need to do that. Not that I don't have it.
But they have to go on their browser. I ain't gonna lie, that's a hassle.
No,
bro.
but
TikTok is
you
not
go.
that serious,
no, look,
bro.
you go to your browser.
But you make a video for
you make a shortcut?
iPhone has it, yes. Okay, you make a shortcut and it acts just like the app. It makes it like the app.
That's fair.
People don't know that.
My algorithm
They're selling phones with TikTok.
Bro, all right, so listen, if you one of them niggas that sold
we'll
your
get back
phone,
to the algorithm, but this is crazy.
If you sold your phone, you got TikTok, tell me how much you made. I swear to God, you ain't making no 10,000, 5,000. I don't care what nobody
GameStop out here trying to get in on it.
GameStop is giving you probably $80.
You got TikTok on your phone,
If you took your phone to GameStop, how much they gave you, bro? Because I promise you, they just gave you a fucking Halo 3 box set and shit. You didn't get nothing else, bro. Like I promise
you, they gonna give you $25. Y'all ain't been in the trenches like we have.
So do you think that's going? I'd be curious, like if this happened closer to September, I would have wanted to see how it affected Apple with the upgrades.
Oh yeah.
Because you have to like re-download everything. So I would have been curious to see if people would have updated.
It would have messed them up.
Yeah, like
sure.
if they would have upgraded their phones.
I don't think it's on Android either. I don't think it's out of the App Store, and it will not be available in the App Store until somebody makes a purchase.
My algorithm sucks. Like
that's crazy because, like I said, mine is fine.
So I'll tell you about mine real quick. So I'll say this happened across the board. All my shit, all the sensitive, whatever, with like all these girls twerking and shit, that shit went up. I don't know where.
Okay, on TikTok or on Instagram?
TikTok, bro. Because I never on my TikTok, I've never had like girls on my shit.
They reset yours.
Yeah, I had a lot of fights and
they reset yours.
Like I had fights, all this extra shit on my TikTok. I think on my Instagram, okay.
Why am I involved in like little white girl drama, like Alabama Barker versus Bad Baby?
So for me, that's like standard, right? That just pops up.
That was not my algorithm.
As long as I keep swiping, they're like, oh, he's not interested in that shit.
No, I blocked all of that. Like my life.
Yeah, you should have never got that shit. I ain't gonna lie. If you don't have Shade Room, you should have never got that shit.
I blocked them like last year.
There's Shade Room on TikTok?
There's Shade Room everywhere, but I blocked them last year.
I've yet to see Shade Room on TikTok.
Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked. I blocked all of that. I don't need that negativity.
You got that on your TikTok?
No, I don't have it.
I'm saying, but
you saw those videos on TikTok.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Though.
I'm seeing like people fighting. I'm seeing a lot of like racial stuff. I'm seeing a lot of like Trump stuff. It's just not like I had the perfect page. Yeah, I had like clean girl aesthetic. I had Pilates. I had travel. I had rich girl, soft girl era. I had girls playing. I had black girls horseback riding in Switzerland. Okay. Like mine was so perfect. Like I wanted none of these problems. And now I'm like, what is this? Sprinkle in a little spooky, scary story time, sprinkle in a little conspiracy theory.
I only see those at night.
Some swag. Like, but this is ghetto.
Yeah.
I feel like I have front row seats to like Florida. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
People twerking up and down the street, people fighting.
That's crazy.
I got the Popeyes.
I told you,
the Popeyes Don Julio.
Okay, that's going to be up regardless. That's everywhere.
It's Super Bowl time.
That's everywhere. That's going to be everywhere.
But my algorithm was not set to that.
Regardless, that was going to make its way to your algorithm.
Do you want to wake up and like make your day the best day ever? Yes, I do. Have you tried these chat prompts? Yes, I need to. Like productivity, like it was so positive. It took me 3 resets to get there, like a year ago, and it's been perfect. And now it's just gone.
Got to get back to like liking stuff and
I have been.
Commenting.
I can't even find the people.
Damn, so your shit ain't never like reset and ain't got back to whatever?
No.
Yeah, because I got rid of all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got rid of all
you just got to keep saying not interested, not interested, not interested.
And then a lot of people that I blocked are unblocked.
Because the way TikTok works, or at least my assumption, is that the algorithm pays attention to watch time. So regardless if you interact with it or not, it's paying attention. Do you make it to? Did they make it to the end of this video? If they did, send them another video. Let's see what it was. Why was it? Was it the song? Was it the content?
I've been blocking. Because like I started that a while ago. Like if you were disturbing my peace, I just blocked you. Mm-hmm. Like if you're on here trying to like rage bait, block. If you're doing weird stuff, block. If I hear somebody else say that you're doing rage bait, block.
I think the only time I like did that really was like during a time where people were just talking about shit being woke. I think when Acolyte was out. I got too many videos where they're like, this is woke Star Wars. I missed the real Star Wars. I was like,
I blocked I blocked all the girls. Like, I'm just going to tell you why I really voted for Trump and block. I just don't even have it to give. Like, I don't even want to hear the rest of your sentence.
I didn't see any of that. Like, that's
and now
crazy.
That's all my feed is.
My feed, as soon as TikTok came back, my feed was exactly where I left it. It was a bunch of video game videos and other stuff.
If they're really buying phones with TikTok on it, hit me up. I might sell it to you if you got the right price because I'm kind of over it.
No,
I don't know.
And my Instagram algorithm is weird too.
My Instagram is fucked up.
My Instagram is first of all, it's fucked ugly. Up, y'all wanted to get rid of TikTok so bad and then copied the sauce. So weird.
Well, they don't have the same algorithm.
No, hell no.
And Instagram doesn't have
but my algorithm reset and the look, like the aesthetic
Instagram
of how
books
they
are just-
did it.
Bro, I had some shit
Them
on
bricks
my,
on
my
Instagram
scroll.
different.
I don't even follow these people, bro. It's some company out in
Them
Cuba.
bricks different, bro.
This is where Instagram violated. This is where Meta violated. On my scroll, I'm talking about where it's supposed to be your friends and shit and people you follow. It has some shit that I don't even follow. It said, I want to say like Nigga Bakery was on there. Like this shit it says Nigga
I know what you're talking about. It was a restaurant,
yeah,
right?
bro. I was here, I ain't gonna lie, I looked at my phone
I
for like
said
a good
niggas.
like how the fuck? Why did y'all show me Meta? Why did you show me this shit? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you serious? So
I can understand why they said it to me. I look at shit posts all the time. I look at meme posts.
Bakery, bro?
That's a meme post. Like I look at meme posts all the time.
That was a real ass
That might be my fault. You feel
what
me?
You trying to say?
They might have been like, "Oh, he thought this was funny. Maybe this guy will think."
None of y'all like that shit though.
We looked at it though.
I look.
Not I look.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't be liking shit on Instagram, bro.
I do think it's annoying. Like when I see a post now, it tells everybody's business.
Hey,
so before
look,
at the bottom it would
Instagram
have
be snitching now.
Now it has it like at the top
They got a thing,
with their pictures.
and you want to see what they be liking?
Yeah,
oh
like,
yeah.
Before it would be on the bottom, it would say like, you know,
no more
Ashley
liking
like this
videos.
person. No, that would always get me. So if I'm on Instagram and like certain girls would pop up, like I would be like, oh, okay, like she works out. Let me go to her page. I look at her page and there's a bunch of twerk videos. Like I just somehow stumbled upon the one time she works out. And then I go at the top and like half of the men that I know are just like following them. I'm just like, y'all are so disgusting. And it's always the same like 5 men. But I'm like, all 5 of y'all are married. All 5 of y'all are filthy. And anytime a half naked woman pops up and I click on their page and she's like one of those girls, these same 5 men are just lined up. Like, I'm just like, if that was ever my man, the embarrassment. Like, bro, follow a cooking page.
I mean, you can look, but you just don't gotta touch. I mean, hey, look, cooking with Kay.
That is so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing.
That's a cooking page.
I don't do it.
Cooking well.
I'd be like, yeah.
That is so embarrassing.
I can't even vouch for
like,
it.
imagine if I think we talked about this. Like, if you got on, like, when the game used to post his thirst traps. And your girl is just number one.
There,
like, just up there. Like, that is so embarrassing.
Female gooner is wild.
That's crazy.
I'd be disgusted. Like, ew.
Like I said, I ain't never did that.
That's right. We bringing in some Gen Z
y'all
talk.
already know. Y'all can't catch me on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never.
Just a wholesome man over here.
Yeah, you should listen. If I like
Kell,
that,
he gonna look but not like.
Or follow. He said that's the problem.
He gonna write the name down in his notes app. Just like, hey, I might need to come back.
To like that shit than me.
He said you're supposed to save it.
And if I like it,
that's what you're supposed to do. Save it.
If I like it, I know her.
He said my saves go crazy. I don't follow, I don't like, but I will save. I will bookmark.
Instagram, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was me. I don't know. My Instagram went from, I cleaned it up to where there weren't a bunch of those videos. I had like food, gaming, memes, random stuff.
Now what do you have?
And now it's like half of my thing is like women. And then like the other half is like food. It's like either you want to see somebody eating or you want to see some cheeks.
My Threads is fire, but my Instagram is, I'm gonna have to rework that bad boy.
Like I said, I gotta look.
My Twitter's good. My TikTok's good. I just gotta reset my Instagram.
I don't deal with Twitter.
I haven't even been
I like
on
Blue
Twitter.
Sky. Blue Sky is really good, by the way.
I do like Blue Sky.
Blue Sky is actually really amazing.
I need to get back on there. Yeah. I only tweet when I watch Real Housewives. And I just go in.
I need to tweet more
for like a day. Like I watch Wags, and then I went in.
So that's another thing on my shit. I don't know why Wags is all over my shit, like everywhere, bro. Like
you don't use Twitter though. It's just trying to figure you out.
No, hell no.
It's trying to figure you out. Like it's trying to figure out what you.
Twitter. Like, all I know is Sherelle is like the meanest shit ever. You know what I'm saying?
She's a terrible human, but she was a terrible human on Selling Tampa. So I don't know why everybody's shocked.
I'm like, I know who she is because of Ocho. Shout out, you know what I mean? But.
She's just a mean girl at her
big
Jules,
age. I don't like her, but some people like her.
I didn't know who that was.
You don't know?
I know now.
You about to get exiled.
Oh, God. Hey.
You were a fan?
No, hell no.
No, she was at a Kanye something, whatever the fuck
she talked about he publicly fired her.
Yeah, they said she was exiled.
Oh, he said that to her?
Yes.
Oh. Well, on the show, it sounded like he did because it sounded like her bag was greatly affected.
He got her up out of there
immediately.
She's the reason that, is it Danny Glover or not Childish Gambino? One of them Daniel Caesar got canceled because of her. One of them got canceled because of her.
That might be. She definitely did some shit in our culture that kind of
But she was
I thought
dating
Daniel
somebody
Caesar
black.
got canceled because
He said
some shit about something about black people.
But that's when he was dating her, I believe.
Yeah, he said something to the detriment of black people, and black people were like,
but
"Oh
I think
hell
they
no."
were together at the time, so I think
You can't be black and shit on black people. Like, what you think finna happen?
Bro, the glass is
going through that
staying with
right
us.
now.
Nigga, the ice is staying with us, bro. He can't be playing.
ASAP Rocky, he's feeling that.
What?
Because he was talking when we were talking about like Black Lives Matter and like sitting on the jury and stuff. He said, I'm a black man who lives in Soho. I do not live like that, and I'm not getting involved in that ghetto drama. And now he's on trial with none of his peers for some ghetto drama with a bunch of white people. And it's kind of like, gotta be careful what you put out there.
He's not really doing anything.
I don't think he's wrong in that situation based on what I've read.
His girl got a bill. He don't care about that shit no more. Like Lil Wayne said some wild shit too though. But
he's being sued currently.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
Is he being sued? I thought he was.
He's being sued by his homie though. That's because
is he being sued or is he being like he's got like some
criminal
trial charges
for shooting his homie allegedly?
But his homie's the one that found the bullets. The police didn't find the bullets.
No, his homie snitched on him. Like
no,
like, hey,
from what I read. From what I read, they got into it.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Allegedly, ASAP shot at him. ASAP Rocky shot at him. Left. His friend calls the police. The police come. Can't find any bullets. There's no bullets. They call the friend to say, hey, I know you said you got shot at, but we can't find any bullets. There's no proof of what you're talking about. The friend said, hold on. Goes back to the scene of the crime and said, oh, well, I just found all these bullets.
Yeah.
And that's why they're in court right now.
That's crazy. I thought it was like criminal charges.
No, but it's like,
that's wild.
Is that really snitching?
Yeah, no, he testified against him.
But that's not snitching because to me that sounds like you planted evidence. How did police go all up and through there?
Yeah, he's trying to get that money.
And didn't
do you know what happened? You know why they fought? One of their homies died. And Relly hit him up like, hey, you need to pay for this. And ASAP like, who the hell are you talking to?
Because he already paid for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they told him that he was loud and wrong and he didn't apologize.
He talking greasy, so ASAP put up on him like, what we gonna do? And then allegedly so-and-so happened. And then Buddy trying to get some money out of him.
I think they got in a scuffle. You know? But I think it's a pride thing. Just admit that you was wrong. Like
I want better for my folks. But we detracted from TikTok. Anything else? Like, I know people are saying like blocking Meta, blocking
I blocked them. I blocked it
blocking people, block Trump.
Listen,
I ain't never seen a Trump post. I ain't never seen a JD Vance post. I ain't never seen a Meta post.
I ain't seen JD Vance since the fucking debate. I ain't gonna lie.
So. No, for real.
So you guys don't follow like news sources? Because I mean,
we don't trust them no more. They done.
I don't really follow anybody on TikTok.
There's a lady. It's a white lady, short black hair. She kind of has like a crew cut.
You talking about on MSNBC?
I think
You're
so.
talking about with the glasses. You talking about?
I like it when she posts news because she's a news reporter.
What is her name? Yeah, she's dope.
And I think that it's hard to find somebody that actually post the facts, not how I feel, not what I'm thinking, but like it rained today, it's cold today, this is what happened, that's it. She's really good at that. So I follow her, but I can't think of her name. And there's a couple other people that post like just non-biased news. Like they just give you, this is what happened, this is it.
You talking about her, Rachel Maddow?
Yes.
Yeah, she cool.
I love her.
She's solid.
She's very to the point. What you see is what you get.
I like her. I don't know why Keith Olbermann got fucked up. I don't remember what his shit was, but he was cool too. He was good too at the time. I don't know what it is. So don't come at me talking about I don't like Keith Olbermann. I don't want to hear that shit. But back in the days, you know what I'm saying? He was hard body. Rachel Maddow, same thing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, they were solid, but we don't have those kind of people anymore.
We don't have news reporters. We have feeling reporters.
Yeah, we got niggas who are pandering. I don't.
It's a conflict of interest. I feel like to
report. We talked about this a few shows ago.
Yeah,
it's about people don't care about
like
the facts.
Give me the real shit. Like I don't want the pandering. Like
they want the why should I care about?
Yeah, like you're left leaning, but tell me the shit because you know he doing some bad shit too. So tell me that part too. Don't just leave that shit out. Like give me the whole thing.
It gets you more clicks.
Yeah. I haven't seen any Dior bags. No drones. I haven't seen nothing.
Nah.
I don't know what's happening.
You know what I have seen?
Tell me.
That's similar.
Cute winter boots.
Winter boots.
What's winter boots?
You haven't seen that?
Dior bags.
I have nothing.
It's similar. It's similar to Dior bags.
You think I'm joking? I have nothing.
People make these videos say make sure you have winter boots so you don't slip on the ice.
Okay.
Make sure you have winter boots so you don't slip on the ice. It's very slippery out there.
I can think of a lot of things. Oh. Got it.
And I'm assuming it's like code for, make sure you strapped up, you ready, you dressed. Like people are wearing like full on clothing like with masks and all kinds of things, like all bundled up and stuff. Because I guess they're trying to say like ICE is undercover.
I wish ICE would
secretly
come around
looking
here.
for you and.
Did you hear they're trying to deport Native Americans?
Yeah.
Where, bro? It's in the name. It's in the name. Native American, native to the Americas. I mean, where are you gonna go?
Mexicans are more native to America than they is. Too.
I agree, but that's above us. We're just talking about like the specifics. I mean, we're renaming. Did you see Apple Maps is renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America?
Speaking of Trump, that's one of the things he did when he got in office. He said it's the Gulf of America now. But like,
I don't use that.
That's one of
who also could not spell Colombia correct.
That's one of many things that Trump has done since he's been in office. Have y'all been keeping up with that?
Yeah, that's a wild boy.
That pen been going crazy since he got in office.
He use his 100 days.
Look,
you hear me? I'm
that pen been going stupid, boy.
I feel like the rollback is really hard because it's like for every step forward, there's 10 steps back, right? Every time he does something, it's going to take like months to fix it. And then I think it's going to be down to the state and then local government. It's honestly a lot. It's a lot. It's very, very overwhelming.
I feel like he's been at almost every level. He's tariffs have gone up, right?
Canada is about to charge us 25%.
He got rid of DEI in the federal buildings. He shut down the federal stuff. Like he put all them people on hold. They're trying to get people to quit.
He didn't get rid of the LGBT LMNOPQRS group.
He did.
He kept all the letters.
No, he kept LGBT.
He kept everything.
He kept LGBT. He got rid of the.
No, he didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He look it up. He got the LGBT in there, but everything else that shit's on. LGBT is still there.
Okay, so lesbian
just
and
no T.
Well, it has to be
lesbian, gay, bisexual still there. Everything else is gone.
So lesbian, gay, bisexual is there.
Everything else is gone.
But no T, no Q,
no T,
I,
no PQRS. Because I know there's like an E and I. There's and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm really not. I don't want to miss anybody. And every time I turn around, like I remember when I was doing college tours in 2012, and there was like a thing this long. And it was like LGBTQ plus.
It's like,
and this was in 2012.
What is it? It's QIA now, I think.
But then there was more.
It's TQIA, which is trans,
more.
queer, intersex, asexual, and then plus.
And then when I checked again, there was more. And then it was like I identify as a ZLOP. Like I don't know, and I can't keep up. I can't. I'm trying to remember.
Understandable.
I think my thing is I wouldn't even know like how to, because some of them be getting mad when you don't be doing it the right one. Like, bro, I don't know, bro.
But then you get mad at me. But then I should be mad at you because you're over here telling me what I am, and you didn't ask me. Like if I said I identify as a woman and you're trying to correct me and tell me like I'm a birthing person. Like that's not cool.
See that kind of shit. That's when you take it too far.
That's when
you take that shit too far.
You're not. So you're not straight. You're what was the word?
I don't even know what cis is. What is cis?
Yeah, you're cisgendered.
Is that what that is?
CIS gendered. That means you identify as what you were assigned at birth.
Damn,
like
for real?
Yeah. I'm sorry. What? Like what? Like. It's very confusing that I have to be respectful of you, but you can't be respectful of me.
Fuck all that shit.
Trump seen that shit happening in cartoons. He's like, we can't do that shit.
No, I don't even think it was that. He probably had to deal with a few people coming up to him with that. And he was like, nah, there's only two genders.
Imagine him going to shake your hand and saying, thanks, ma'am. And you're like, I'm actually a
sir.
A peacock today. Like, whatever you want to be. Like, I could just see the face.
That's crazy.
I would have paid money to sit there and see that.
I think I said it before. I don't think it's that serious to change, but
pause.
He got in there and said that was like one of the first changes too. Like, that's the crazy part.
Serious,
Did you guys see? Because I was just thinking of his responses and how just out of touch he is. Did you see when they asked him if he was gonna go to the crash site and he said, "Do you expect me to swim?"
Bro, that nigga is crazy, bro.
Nah, he's really
back,
wild.
Bro. He's back, bro.
He is in full effect.
Back.
In
full effect.
He looked at them so
irritated. He was dead.
Condolences to those that passed in that plane crash, first off.
And the other one in Philly since, yes.
Like,
not making light of the situation.
However, the president's response to such situation, it just baffles me. We've had presidents that give heartfelt, at least, speeches. Or at least they attempt to, right? At least they attempt to give speeches.
His face turned pink when they asked. Like, he looked disheveled. Like, why would you ask me this dumb? Who sent you in there to ask this?
I ain't gonna lie, the older I get,
that was stupid.
The more I appreciate that kind of shit.
I do too, but I mean, it's honest. But I think he knows they did not mean get a raft and sit out there in the middle.
Shit.
Like, there are.
I do understand
Come on, bro.
that. Yes, it's like what on one hand, what do you expect me to do? But on the other hand, you're the president of the United States. You have to have a certain image.
But it's fake though. It's fake.
Regardless if it's fake.
But I feel like it's like you want me to be out there on some fake shit.
Yeah, I would rather you give me a fake platitude than be real and say some shit like that, because that's insensitive.
He can't do that though.
But I don't even think it's bad.
Though.
He would look even worse going out there.
Imagine if that was your family member on that plane and he's like, and they said, "Have you been?"
What kind of nigga that is? We know what kind of nigga that is.
Regardless, though, he's the president. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm a fucked up ass dude.
I kind of feel
I can do whatever I want while I'm president."
So you better
nah, bro, that's crazy.
I think it's almost as if, like,
as a leader, as a true leader, you should know
they knew
that
before
you
they
have
voted
to.
that nigga in. That's how that nigga was though. Like, think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to kind of simulate yourself. Understand this nigga's not gonna give a fuck about none of that shit.
F-O. And this is where we are.
Yeah, like real shit. Like, bro, that nigga is not about that kind of bullshit, bro.
It almost reminds me.
I just think it's sad.
It's
I get that that's him as a person, but it's sad, right? It's sad that we have a person who is leading us who does not have the common sense to be like, okay, I have to present. Tact. Yeah, you have to present a certain image. You can't be a leader with no tact, because
it's a lack of tact.
You're gonna erode what people believe in, and then you're gonna have a nation full of dumbass people doing dumbass shit.
Have you guys ever had a kid just ask you like a genuinely like stupid question?
Hell yeah.
And you're just annoyed, but like you answer it like in a correct, respectful manner.
Yeah.
That's to their level.
Yeah.
That's how he should answer, and he doesn't.
And exactly.
But we know kids don't know no better. But he like, y'all some grown ass. Come on, bro. Like,
adults don't know no better either.
No.
But that's the point.
And I also think the question was very like transparent, because it is like are you gonna go?
I mean, yeah.
Most presidents, if not all presidents,
would have been like,
when there's a tragedy, they go.
Yeah, they would have went.
And you just cut. Because I think a couple of days prior, he had just cut a bunch of stuff from the like airlines.
Oh, he did? That's even crazier.
Yeah.
He had cut a bunch of stuff. They were arguing.
Staffing.
They were arguing that like
DEI.
they should get rid of TSA, that it should be on the individual airline. They were cutting a bunch of stuff. Then this accident happened. So you would think that he would be even more empathetic. Mm-hmm. But then what does he do? Asks, why do you want him to swim? And followed up by, DEI is the issue. When's the last time you guys got on a plane and saw I've seen a woman pilot once, and I've never seen a pilot of color.
I don't care what color you are, what gender you are. All I care is that you know how to fly the plane.
I don't care either, but what I'm saying is to blame it on DEI is wild. Like I went to
People
college.
Immediately blamed it on DEI, and then they were like, "Oh, it was actually a white woman flying the helicopter."
It was a white man, wasn't it?
It was a white woman flying the helicopter, is what I'm hearing.
But the plane
was doing what everybody's blaming the helicopter.
And that's a military helicopter.
That's why everybody's blaming it. So look, you have one camp that's like, it was an inside job. Why did it happen? Why did that helicopter not do X, Y, Z? Why are they not releasing the name of the pilot for the helicopter? All this other stuff. And it's like, let's focus on what happened. A bunch of people lost their lives.
Yeah, period.
That's enough. Like, fuck whether it's a conspiracy or anything else. A lot of people lost their lives because of an unfortunate incident that happened with with aircraft. We just need to pass our condolences on. The people responsible need to make sure it doesn't happen again. We got an explanation of how that happened. There was a shortage on traffic controllers, and they just messed up.
But traffic controllers, I thought that was the Philly incident, because
it was this one. They said there was a break in between the Philly incident. That plane crashed on its own.
Oh, okay.
It didn't crash into anybody else. It just crashed. There was a malfunction with the plane on that.
So this one was the one that like, and this sucks to say, but like 2 crashes in a week?
A week,
it's
yes.
Wild.
We started the year off with 3 crazy terroristic incidents, and then now we have 2.
What was the first one?
But thank God we have all Republicans.
The Louisiana, New Orleans one, and then the dude
with the
blowing
football
up
game with the bombs.
The dude blowing it up with the
bombs
the
around
Cybertruck blowing up thing.
It was like it canceled a Georgia game. I think it was like Georgia.
There were bombs
the Georgia game.
That's right, 3 then.
Damn.
But then we have this, and it's like, it's just crazy.
And people were, what happens if a woman is in charge? I'm glad to see what's happening with a very qualified white man in charge. This is great.
Yeah, and
this has nothing to do with that, right? That like gender has nothing to do with the capabilities of a leader.
Color,
so I never even understood that. But even still, like that is another thing where he was fucking up right with the plane crashes. But then like let's look at the fact that he withdrew us from the WHO, the WHO, the World Health Organization.
He's a wild boy.
I think that is probably the craziest step he has taken this entire time.
I know why he did it. He said we was paying $500 million and China was paying, what, 30?
To the WHO? Really?
Yeah.
But I will say, vaccinations.
I didn't know that.
Like, what the fuck?
And they've never come up with one cure.
True.
Like, I am not a vaccination person. I'm not for them.
It's really just a board of like people who are just like, oh, there's a sickness coming. These are the best practices. Basically the same stuff that the CDC passes out to us. If I'm not mistaken,
we created the WHO. I think it started in America. Like, we kind of helped.
I think we tried to get everybody on board to be together, I think.
And then it grew bigger than us, it seems.
So that nigga said, nah, fuck y'all.
But it's wild to me that a lot of his backers are pro-vaccinators. Like, Bill Gates is really big on vaccinations, even though he doesn't recommend it for his own family.
Which doesn't make any sense at all. Like, he doesn't recommend his family get vaccinated, but he wants
it to be mandatory for everybody else. And then he bought the APPL company, which was really big, which supplied the apples for Bragg's and things like that. And then I think Katy Perry bought Bragg's. And then he supplies all the genetically modified fruit.
Katy Perry bought Bragg's?
Yeah. Apple cider like a year and a half ago.
Happen? What?
Yeah.
Don't they make they make the apple cider vinegar? That's fucking crazy.
And then the recipe changed, and then she started buying her apples from Bill Gates. And then he started selling his genetically modified fruits to Walmart, Aldi's, Sam's, and Costco. And then they put a certain sticker. So you know how like there's the produce sticker? Mm-hmm. Their sticker, when you type it in, it doesn't necessarily have to tell you that it's genetically modified and that it's not a natural fruit. And they've been doing that for over a year. So it's interesting to me that Trump, who's clearly aligned himself with this group of people, I think you have Bezos, Musk, Gates.
Is it Gates? I thought it was. I didn't hear a lot about Gates. I know it's the Apple CEO.
Well, probably not Gates now. I mean,
yeah, I know.
You can't be against the main thing that I'm for.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see how this is going to go.
One additional thing I want to ask with this: how do you all feel about the Robert F. Kennedy confirmation hearings?
I was going to ask. You're so messy. You're so messy.
Me?
Yeah, so messy.
The blacks should not.
What you're asking is, how do we feel that the blacks should have different vaccinations than the whites? Because we have different immune systems.
And this is the man who is going to
bro, I was like,
be our Secretary of Health?
So like that's the shit where I'm like, this is a movie, bro. Because there's no fucking way. Y'all got this nigga. He's about to be the what?
The Secretary of Health.
He made a suggestion.
The Secretary of Health.
And this is what I'm saying. This is what the bridge is for, y'all. Y'all don't know about this shit. They about to have a nigga that's the Secretary of Health, meaning that he's going to be one of the heads of basically all the medical shit that you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? For the next, 4 years?
Yeah.
This nigga said.
And probably further, depending on what they put into place.
Yeah, like, out his mouth said that at some point, black people should have a different vaccine schedule than other people because apparently our immune system is better. Because of a study out of Poland, my nigga. Not here, but in Poland, bro.
I think the bigger issue is, which brings a deeper conversation, depending on how deep you want to go. The U.S. American medical system is built literally on the backs of slaves.
Yeah, we was experimented on, for sure.
Not just in Africa. Like they always, yes, they did go and experiment and purposely inject HIV, syphilis, and AIDS into thousands of people under the first aid watch, pretending to bring healthcare, right? Mm-hmm. But it's deeper than that. Supercell is really based on our healthcare system. And there is a big difference between Black people and Caucasian people when it comes to our bodies, which is why a lot of surgeries were performed on slaves with no anesthesia because our pain tolerance is different. We see it in sports. We run faster. We're more agile. Did you guys see the young Black man who just won snowboarding? 20 years old, Black kid just won.
Did he just win this year?
I don't know if it's his first time winning, but it's the first time it's been.
Because and I saw a lot of people like talking back and forth. I think he did. It was like X Games or something.
It was X Games.
It was like a specific type of tricking that you got to do with the snowboard.
Yeah,
but
there is not a sport. There is not an event. There is not a thing that we as Black people do and do not excel at, period. And I mean, you can come for me in the comments. I'm not being racist. That is just a fact. We are faster, we are stronger, we are smarter, which is why we are constantly being divided and pitted against each other. Because if we knew our power and we knew what we were capable of, they're afraid that we would be the monsters that they are. When in reality, that's never been us as a people. We always want to include everybody. We always want to help everybody. We always want to uplift and add because that's just who we are as a people. This issue is bigger than systematic racism. This issue sets us up to be experimented on. Black women have the highest mortality rate when giving birth amongst any other group because doctors specifically have been told Black people have a higher pain tolerance. So when we have a mandatory C-section that's been scheduled because a doctor is lazy, and then a woman suffers internal bleeding, and she's saying, hey, this hurts, this doesn't feel right, you're ignoring me because you've already made your $60,000 off of my birth. You've already sold my body parts and you've done all of that and you sold the placenta and you've stitched me up and put my organs back together and you're trying to go on your vacation. You're not thinking about it. So if this is what we're experiencing now and we're treated the same, where is that going to leave us if we're being given different vaccinations? I'm already not for a vaccination and now we're getting the Black version? That's wild.
I know there's a lady, she has like a cell or some kind of, her genetics are like so advanced or some shit like that even after death, her cells were used for testing.
It was the slave. She had the really big butt, Sarah.
So there was a Black lady that her cells are still being experimented on today. Her name was Henrietta Lacks.
Oh yeah, I know about that. The sickle cell.
Right? I don't know about
never paid her family. Never paid anything.
We talked about this in another episode.
We might have, but yeah, she has like basically immortal cells.
Every single known cure is made off of her cells. And we don't have that many cures. But like all the vaccines and everything like that has been used with her. I think it's the mitochondrial DNA.
It might be, yeah. They call them HeLa cells nowadays.
The H1...
It's HeLa cells or whatever. But I don't know specifically what kind of cells they are. But yeah, she's...
crazy.
You know, Black people
put some respect.
We got some shit. I mean, we come from the native land. I mean, right there by the equator type shit.
We come from the cradle of civilization, as they call it.
The first.
But I do want to talk about how Trump, attacked like certain Black history, educational programs, right?
He got rid of teaching about the Tuskegee Airmen, but they brought that back 2 days later. Yep. Yeah.
I know you were telling us about Hillman talk.
Yes. So one of the good things that I think is resilience. And the way that we've been snapping back is just lovely. So for all the classes that he got rid of, there was a professor on TikTok who literally was just talking to her class. And she was just talking to her African Americans, like history class, and was telling them what to do. And a bunch of people were like, I want information, like sign me up, sign me up. Her thing blew up overnight and a bunch of creators got together and they have Hillman talk. It's on Threads. I've seen it on Instagram and, of course, Twitter. And there's a spreadsheet. We'll include the links below for this and a couple other things to practice with this month. But it's just a bunch of professors and people that are willing to do their expertise and teach classes completely for free. I'm in an herbalist class because I really have been into herbalism for a couple years now. And I just needed to learn more.
I'm in a screenwriting class.
They have a bunch of stuff on there, like a bunch.
I remember the first video. The lady was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be teaching African American studies." I ain't gonna lie, I was not going to join that. I did it in college. I'm talking about some of the most traumatic stories you ever heard in your life, bro. Depressing, that entire...
But I think that's because they focused on African-American studies. They don't focus on, like, when we were kings and queens and, like, the benefits of being Black. It's always so dark and sad.
Yeah, it was African-American lit. My bad. It wasn't studies. It was lit.
Yeah, so, of course, it's all, like, the depressing stuff. Like, sign me up for the fun. Like, I'm tired of learning. We were kings and queens longer than we were slaves. Like, I need the positivity. Like, teach me about... literally the kings and queens and the royalty.
We don't know about that stuff though. We don't have a lot of our history was taken. All that shit was raised to the ground.
We don't know where to look.
That's true too.
We don't really have many places to
because
look.
When I was in Africa, you cannot, and it's crazy because even where I was, like looking at the statues and how big they are in the features. And there's no way that you could look at these statues and not think that they were built in resemblance of a Black person. Just if we're being stereotypical. Mm-hmm. You have the wide set nose, you have the full lips, you have the shape, the shapeliness of the body, the bigger hands, the bigger feet, the stereotypical just shapes. And when I asked why specifically were the noses broken of every single one of these, mm-hmm. because again, these aren't small statues. It's not like, oh, I just bumped and nicked the corner. Like, these are humongous things. It's dumb excuses. Like, oh, well, I don't know. This little gun shot off and like, come on, man. Like, I'd rather hear that the aliens came down and just didn't build the whole thing. Like, don't BS me. But I am excited to learn all that there is to offer. And I think there's been a lot of positivity on the internet, especially since everything's been so negative. Mm-hmm. Rallying behind shopping Black, like Black brands. I've been very cautious the last, I think like 5+ years on like when I buy, I try to buy Black. Mm-hmm. My designer bags, my sneakers, hoodies, clothes, food, toilet paper, paper towels. Like I really like try to shop Black. Yeah. So I will be sure that we include some links down there on how you can. I know in Atlanta, there's been a lot of rallying mm-hmm. behind buying Black and supporting like Black-owned businesses. I actually heard there was
a Black grocery store that opened up.
There is. I cannot wait to go.
It's owned by a Black woman, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. She recently opened it.
It's huge.
Is it? Mm-hmm. I think I saw it on TikTok. Yeah. Someone was like, she's got everything.
What the prices talking
eggs, the produce. I mean, the price of eggs is up right now.
What are you talking about?
She got to be competitive.
Would you guys do homesteading?
No. That's like where you have to like basically live off your own. Yeah. Nope. I hate farm life.
It's a lot of money in that shit though.
I hate
Give me like 10 years and I would.
I'm a technological person. I'll assimilate with technology before I live.
Like I miss.
But it turned me into a server.
Put some wires in me, you feel me?
I need to know, and if anybody knows where, please comment below and tell me. I need to know where I could buy like meat in bulk here outside of just the normal butcher shop. Like when I was younger, my dad used to go and we would buy like a whole cow. And you buy it, they cut all the meat up, they label it, they tell you like this is what it's for. Mm-hmm. Like you'll have
like I only think butcher's like a meat market or something, right?
Yeah.
I only seen those in like southern towns. Like my family has.
There's a lot of butcher shops here. I just don't know if you could buy like a whole
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's super cheap. Like my dad would do it, and then he'd split it between like.
Super cheap out here.
It probably was like super cheap to buy all of it instead of
I think it was like probably like $400.
Okay.
And I mean, it would last us like the year, and he would give stuff away because like you literally get every part. Like we would have like cow tongue. And we would give it to like my great grandma because that's what she's very country and that's her thing. But it was like the tongue. And then you have like the liver and you get all the parts that you want. And then they cut it, vacuum seal it. And then you just take out what you need. It's weighed, everything.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but I think like moving forward, because we're talking about buying Black and buying sustainable and just being more like check your local butcher shops. And since prices are high, like that's when farmers markets come into play because like then you can get natural eggs and you know there's nothing funky going on.
True. Okay. Yeah.
There's a lot of markets.
Definitely need to get some eggs though. We're gonna need a lot of shit because we're in a trade war, y'all. If you ain't know.
Yep. Price of everything is about to go way up.
Listen,
but.
Get your plugs ready. You know
what do you think is going to be the craziest? Like,
I mean, eggs is kind of crazy right now.
But that's because of
I don't eat eggs. How much are they?
Has anything to do.
They're like $10 for a carton of eggs. Yes.
You don't get no eggs? Oh yeah, we'll talk about this.
Lord. No eggs, no milk, no cheese.
Why are you making that? You might as well be vegan, bro.
I was vegan for a while, but then I went back to like eating for my blood type because it doesn't agree with me. She was over here
eating tree bark.
Do you know I had some really good
You're not about to say that.
No. I tried. I was at shout out to Health Unlimited. Love their herbal shop. I was getting some herbs and this girl stops me and she's like, "Have you ever had walnut meat?" And I was like, "What?"
My mom made walnut burgers.
Yes, it was so fire. She gave it to me on a tortilla. I definitely spent
want to try that shit?
I definitely spent my $30.
Like nothing vegan.
It was so good.
Vegan food is absolutely disgusting. I don't think vegan food agrees with my blood type.
What's your blood type?
I don't know.
I'm O positive. It does not agree with my blood type. Like in a sense of according to my blood type, I'm supposed to have a lot of meat.
Eater. I gotta eat some red meat.
I like vegan food. I have no problem. I think I went a whole week eating vegan. I had no problems with it.
I don't like the fake vegan food, like the plant meat that's not really meat, and then you read
like
it.
Impossible foods.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, none of that stuff.
Why not?
Because all the crap that's in it.
What's crap?
They put a lot of chemicals in it to make it look like
ingredients.
meat.
You can't say none of that.
You can do it naturally, but because it's like at a larger scale, it's easier to just put chemicals in it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But there are natural like
I like black bean burgers
stuff.
I'll tear one up.
Love them bitches.
Yeah. But I do want to, considering it is Black History Month, we want to give ourselves a little bit of time. Talk about some Black history facts, maybe some stuff that people don't know.
I got a good one.
Stuff people do know. Who knows? Everybody know who Yasuke is, right?
Y'all need to tell us below if you knew, yes or no, and if you didn't know. And if you have a good one, because I love learning. But did you say who is?
I said everybody know who Yasuke is.
I don't know. I did not know who that was before I was trying to get this question.
Chadwick Boseman was supposed to be in the movie for him until he passed.
Really?
Yeah, they were going to make a movie about Yasuke. Honestly,
I need to get back on Crunchyroll. I probably would have knew who he was.
I think maybe. The reason I really know about Yasuke, and people will probably know, is there's been a whole... we had the woke episode, which we still haven't put out yet, but we will eventually.
10 years later.
One of the biggest arguments is that there's a game developer making a game that is based on him.
Really?
Yeah. It's like him and another character, but he's one of the main characters.
Can you explain who he is in case there's another person like me that's unaware?
He is billed as the first the only African-American samurai.
Not American, no, just African.
Oh, not
African.
Damn, I said American. My bad. First African.
Don't
he
put
was
that
a
on
slave, and Oda Nobunaga took him as a retainer, and he basically was a guard essentially for him. And I believe they officially made him a samurai.
That's so amazing.
Which was not something that was ever really done in Japan. So he fought like a demon at the end, right, to try and protect Oda from dying in his assassination. And I know I think he ended up back in slavery after Oda died. So it was kind of a sad end to his story, but
it's a terrible ending.
The crazy thing about him is that there's a game that's being made by a company. It's called Assassin's Creed.
That's based off of him?
They're making an Assassin's Creed that's going to be based off of him and another character. And the internet has been in a constant outcry because they swear up and down he was not a samurai, all of his other stuff. Historians have historians have jumped in, random people who are saying they're from Japan, random
Everybody
people who
hates
are not from Japan.
We can't have nothing, man.
To be fair,
we can't have nothing.
The game had a preview, and in a level somewhere there was like fruit, like cherry blossoms and watermelon, and they're like, oh wow, I bet they had to have watermelon for the...
That man could come back to life right now in front of all of us, show us his samurai skills, and people still gonna call BS.
To be fair, there's not a lot of... The thing about Yasuke is it's like, he's real, but we don't have a lot of information about what he actually did. We do know that he was under Oda Nobunaga.
Look,
he was a retainer.
That's all we know. Historian for samurai history in Japan said he was a samurai. A retainer is a samurai. So done. Now you got all these people saying semantics. He's not considered a samurai. No, I'm not hearing that.
I want to see you act like a samurai. I want to see.
They just don't want to give. They don't want to give us nothing.
We don't never get credit
because everybody loved The Last Samurai with fucking Tom Cruise.
Did they? I heard a lot of people hated that shit though.
Bro, think about The Mummy. All them white people playing Egyptians.
Everybody loves Shogun.
Fire, bro.
Everybody loves Shogun.
Shogun was fire.
Okay then.
But Shogun's based off of... That's a story. I mean, I'm not saying nobody loves that nigga.
I'm just saying, Shogun is based off a story of a white man becoming a samurai.
See, like I said, I like for us to create our own shit. Personally, I don't like, you know what I'm saying? We can embellish, you know what I'm saying? But I want to make sure that it's accurate.
But if you're a slave in Japan who just happens to become a samurai, how are we taking that from them?
No, we're not taking it from them. I'm just saying, like, those people they're finicky and shit. They on some bullshit.
Everybody's finicky.
Yeah, they on some extra shit. But I'm just
that's
saying,
not even my fact. Though. I just want to talk about that.
I remember doing a report on that nigga back in the day, and it's like,
who, Yasuke?
Yeah, and it's you couldn't find shit, bro. Like,
of course you
had
can.
A certain
but
amount.
how many samurais can you find information on?
Only the prominent ones.
That's what I'm like.
Only
that's
Oda,
not...
Hideyoshi. You know,
I'm
the
assuming
main
they wrote their
one.
stuff down. Like...
He was just somebody who was there, right? The only way we would ever truly know is if we could go back in time and see it for ourselves. But
and I'm not going back. He was a slave.
I'm about to say, based off of what history is telling us, I'll take it as what it says. He was a retainer who also was a samurai, right? He operated as a samurai. He had his own sword. He had armor, all that. So
if you question him, I hope he haunts you in your dreams.
It is what it is. I'm gonna take it as it is.
I said, who these niggas? Konnichiwa. Don't speak that shit.
But that's not even the fact that I wanted to go over. My fact. One of y'all go first.
All right, so mine isn't necessarily a fact per se. You can really look him up. His name is Bass Reeves. He was like he was like a black sheriff basically. Mind you, a lot of us are starting to know now. Cowboys, the majority of cowboys were black.
The original cowboys were black.
Period.
You know what
I'm saying? Like, I mean,
because they were the cow hands. They were the ones who tended to the cattle.
That's why they're called cowboys, because it was a term. You know, white people love to call black men boys.
Cowmen, right?
Mm-hmm. So it was cowboys as a term of not endearment, but just like disgust.
A derogatory.
Frowned upon, yeah.
So he wasn't necessarily a cowboy, but he was a sheriff, right? Like you would think of, what's his name? John Wayne or some shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Bass Reeves was a real one though, and he really did a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about.
They talk about him in Winona Earp.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched like the series.
But for real? Yeah, he's cold. Yeah, Buddy Cole. He has a series on, I want to say it's AMC. Amazing. Y'all should watch it. It's like 6-7 episodes. Great series. But he was a slave, former slave.
With Coleman? No.
No, it's another dude. I know you're talking.
Not Coleman.
I don't remember his name, but
because I remember you telling me you was watching it. I forget what it is. Yeah, Bass Reeves.
Yeah, he was a slave, and he came out of slavery. Was actually really good with a gun. Became a sheriff, because you know how sheriffs did back in the day. They basically went under apprenticeship, and then once they were seen as pretty good, they were like, "Hey, here's your badge. You be a sheriff of this particular. Yeah, you be a sheriff of this area. You get basically bounties, and you just take people." I'm talking about he had hundreds, thousands. I want to say thousands of people that he actually arrested. Cold dude, 1800s. So yeah, look him up, Bass Reeves. Yeah, cold brother.
I think this year is gonna be year of the Black Cowboys though.
Beyonce's about to have her Renaissance tour.
She's about to have her tour.
Duh.
You got Nike recognizing it with a shoe. They're doing a special edition Cowboy
Nike,
shoe.
Netflix, everybody that has been like,
I'll take more
the
Cowboy
album
movies.
Wasn't all of that.
I want to risk.
I bet she sold out.
Because Bass Reeves felt like a series. I want series. Was I like the what's the other one called?
The movie?
The Black Cowboy movie.
The Harder We Fall?
The Harder We Fall. I like that. Give me on some like.
You want it more grounded.
Yeah, give me more real.
You felt
shit.
like that one was a little more like.
They kind of played with it a little bit. Give me some serious shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you taking them down. You black. Like, come on now. Y'all doing this shit on the regular.
You want a cowboy movie where just the cowboy happens to be black. You don't want it to be like, yeah, this is black. We say nigga and we do all this.
Yeah, like the fourth storyline.
I thought Bass Reeves was gonna be longer, but it was more like a limited series. Like because there were a lot of black bandit gangs and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So
I want, if you think like Westworld, the Western version of Westworld, but just black.
That's like Harder We Fall.
I didn't see that.
You need to watch that then.
Yeah.
You watch it.
Is there slave stuff in there? No. I don't do slave movies.
No, hell no. Yeah, no.
That's so you ever watch Django?
No.
What? No. Django was hard. Django
my
was hard.
family
I gotta get Quentin. I gotta give him a little
watching certain movies.
I don't appreciate him putting nigga in his scripts, but
he love to put nigga in the script.
I understand. He definitely loves.
I don't like watching stuff. Like, I really don't. Like, we live every day with people trying to remind us that we are oppressed. I don't need to watch it.
I don't think he's on that kind of tip. Like, he's one of my favorite directors.
I feel like the movies that are about slavery do that more so. Like the 12 Years a Slave
and
all those. I don't like watching those.
I do not accept negativity in my life.
When they said Will Smith was doing a slave movie, I said I'm good.
See, to me, Django's not like that. Django's like, hell yeah, we took that shit back. That's how it feels to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like an homage to like.
It's just, it takes place during slavery. So as a movie, it's going to show you that, but it's not like we're going to get down
I'm
to
so sick of us as Black people making slave movies. Like, we do not need another slave movie. We don't.
That's all they want us to
We
make.
don't. And I'm so tired.
Look,
Stop
I
playing
tell him
the role.
I tell him this all the time. I'm tired of Black movies that have to constantly pander to the Black struggle. I don't want to see a Black movie about drugs. I don't want to see a Black movie about gang violence. I don't want to see a Black movie about slaves. Can we be more? Can we be more imaginative? And I understand white people don't want to fund that. We have Black people with the money to fund that. Why are we not trying to do that?
Stop making these sad ass Black movies with these oppressed, sad Black women.
Look.
Like, it'll be a powerful Black woman whose husband is gay and beating her and trapped in the closet.
My thing is,
she does drugs on the side.
My thing is, if he loves that so much, man, put a fantasy spin on it.
I'm so tired.
Take me to Black Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
he loves drama. Give me a Black Game of Thrones.
Like,
Tyler Perry could make the craziest Black Game of Thrones. I swear he could. All he has to do is take the drama.
Black Dragon.
Is just take the same drama and put it in a different setting.
Imagine Black talking dragons.
It might be hard to write that because I did talk to a writer.
Kind of like Game of Thrones, though.
You said what?
Power.
Yeah.
You just need to throw some dragons in there.
That's what I'm saying. Though, change the setting.
I mean, that's what it is.
Change the setting. All of our settings have to remind us, like, hey, this is where we came from. Like, we know what we came from. And we have to stop acting
in them because white people will never do blackface to play a slave.
No, hell no.
So it's like, stop auditioning for the roles.
To be fair,
stop.
They might if they come from Britain.
We have to make that shit just to let people know. Remember. Don't ever forget. We kind of have to.
No, we don't.
Because if we don't,
white people are never going to forget that we are slaves. That is why they hate us so much because we stopped working for free.
But they're going to play.
They will never forget.
They're trying to play with it to say, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." That's my thing. Like
because they want they want to forget that they ate us. They want to forget that they put us in zoos. They want to forget that they didn't know their toilets.
You know, that's probably going to be the next Jordan Peele movie about white people eating Black people.
That should be a movie. Like let's have real white history.
Well, he did white people taking Black people's bodies. He did a secret underground society of clones of Black people, and it wasn't just Black people
zoos,
though.
Do the cannibalism. Just show them for what they are.
Crazy.
Show when you were feeding Black children to alligators.
NFL.
No,
NBA.
That would be crazy.
NBA.
Okay, back to the positivity because this is irritating me. I'm so over this.
The gears are spinning. Y'all go ahead.
All right. My fact, it's wild to me. I need a new timeline. A Black man was one of the first people to reach the North Pole. Matthew Henson, an explorer and navigator, reached the North Pole in 1909 with Robert Peary, but he was largely left out of history books. He was finally recognized decades later. Did you guys know that?
Did not know that.
I feel like I heard about a Black man going to it, but I didn't know much about him.
What's the nigga doing in the North Pole? Couldn't be me.
Iceland was freezing. It was fun, but it was very cold. Honestly, let me not say that. It wasn't colder than like living up north. It really wasn't. It wasn't worse than like a winter day. Like we got -18
I heard
in PA.
Greenland's worse than Iceland in terms of like how cold it is.
Well, I mean, remember, they're the opposite.
Yeah.
Iceland is really Greenland, and Greenland is really Iceland.
Yeah, they don't know what they fucked that up.
It was the Vikings, right? They were confused.
Kind of like America. Like, where are you? Nobody knows. Awkward.
So yeah, that's how that one turned out. But that's crazy.
Would you guys go to the North Pole?
Yeah.
Would you go to Antarctica if you could?
Yeah. I see the videos on TikTok where people go and they're like, look how cold it is. I think it'd be dope to just go and say, yeah, I've been here.
That's crazy.
I think Speed is going to go.
I want to do Alaska first.
I would too. Alaska?
I want to go when they have the nighttime all the time.
Well, we were going to try to go for that contract.
Oh, yeah.
They were going to have us out in the middle of the woods filming deers and bears and all kinds of crazy shit. It would have been wild.
You didn't get abducted by the aliens out there. Snatched.
I don't know if anybody knows this fact or not. Do you guys know that Obama was not the first Black man to run for president?
Yes, I do. And he wasn't the first Black president.
Yeah, he wasn't the first Black president. There's a president before George Washington.
That was Black.
Yeah, he was Black.
A Black man.
Yeah, I forgot his name though, but yeah, facts.
You said before George Washington.
So he was the president of. It wasn't the United States of America at the time. It was the Continental, not the Continental. It was like before we were called
the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a president.
It was during the 13 It was before the 13 colonies era. Then.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and he was like head nigga.
Stop that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, no, the person I was going to talk about is George Edwin Taylor. 1904, he was a politician, journalist. He ran for president in 1904.
Oh, he ran for president. So he's the first to run for presidency. Mm-hmm. Okay. He's like the dude who was like, the rent's too high.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, no, it was a black man in 1904 who ran for president. And he actually had what the Negro Party behind him. What is it?
Mm-hmm.
National Negro Liberty Party.
Yep.
Yeah. And he was on the presidential ticket to be voted for.
We don't learn about that in school.
And if you think about it, 1904, that was definitely a time when they were not looking for us to be anywhere.
Oh, hell no. They was like, the fuck? Yeah.
So they probably saw that like, wow, that's what. But shout out to him putting us on the map for the first time.
Even though they don't
presidential ticket.
Even though they don't put you in the books today. We got you.
Yeah. I will say, this Black History Month, I think it's especially important to be very mindful and to protect your peace. I think the country is very heavy right now. And I think it's really easy to get lost in the hate. And there is so much of it. Mm-hmm. Like, from everybody in all angles, whether you're supportive, whether you're not supportive, whether you're the 92%, whether you're not. I think for everyone, I want everybody to really just prioritize protecting your peace. We're always Black first. People know that when they see us. I don't think we always have to say it. But this month, there is nothing wrong with being prideful and happy in who you are. But please be safe. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of where you are and what activities you're participating in. Because I don't think that the hate is going to stop. And I really don't want anything unfortunate to happen. I don't think it's going to be on our side doing anything, but just be aware. Support as many Black brands as possible, and not just this month, like moving forward. Like, try to make more conscious decisions in what you're buying, where you're shopping, and just really protect your peace.
No, yeah, I think definitely be conscious about what's going on. That way you don't slip up and they catch you out of your element. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of us, you know, what they call it? What Boondocks called it? The nigga moment, right? You know,
So listen. I advise everybody buy some pepper spray.
Oh no!
And when anybody starts to get very aggressive, just ask them to back up. And if they don't spray, spray, and leave. But protect your peace, because people are really trying to bait people into hitting them. And then they're playing victim, even though they're putting their hands on people, they're pushing people, they're spitting on people. People are acting very foul. I advise everybody to invest. There's, you can get it on Groupon. It turns them blue, and press charges, spray them, and walk about your business. Get somewhere safe and call the police. But definitely invest in some pepper spray, because these people are wild. They are wild.
Yeah, I mean,
if you are racially ambiguous, make sure you keep that ID on you.
Yeah, for sure.
Invest, save for real. Save now, like immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's very important that you keep your finances in order. I know Trump said he's saying he's trying to get you more money, but understand, if he gets you more money, it's going to cost more to buy shit anyway. So it's up to you.
And understand, all money ain't good money. Them PPP loans got a lot of people in jail. So be aware before you're taking all these handouts and doing sketchy stuff. But that's what I'm saying. Like, don't hop on trends is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
because
for sure.
I have seen a lot of like, oh, there's government stuff coming our way. Like, don't fall for it again.
Yeah,
if you are not qualified,
free money is not really free money nowadays.
Yeah, and if you're not qualified, you're not qualified. Don't fake no paperwork.
You gotta make sure it's all legit.
And don't be
they will lock your ass up.
Y'all love to buy shit that y'all favorite rapper wearing and he broke. Y'all don't even know it. So go ahead. I'm telling y'all, it's about to get wild out here, bro. Nobody looking out for y'all other than you. I promise you so.
And I hate that we have to follow that sentiment, because we're really supposed to be looking out for each other. But all that being said,
stay safe.
Anything else y'all got for the people? You know?
Like I said earlier, it's about to get heavy. You know what I'm saying? But get you an umbrella. You know what I'm saying? Have a look. Have a nice cup of coffee, whatever. Tea. Yeah, I knew she was going to say that shit. But, you know, me personally, I like to invest in the greenery. Very calm, be in a room, you know, dim lit room. You feel me? Watch your favorite movie. Read your favorite book.
He's got a ficus in his room. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about plants, right?
He needs a snake plant. It's better for air.
You know what I mean? I'd like to do a little gardening. Do that. I promise you. Do a lot of, she said earlier, lot of inner peace. I'm telling y'all. Once you have that and you start to see what's going on, it's really easier to travel. You know what I'm saying? Like manage and all that. A lot of us are very aggressive. You know what I'm saying? We're very hyped up all the time. You know what I'm saying?
We're reactive because we're very reactionary to what's going on. Put on some lo-fi music.
Yeah.
Vibe
R&B,
out.
some Sade.
Yes.
You feel me?
Love
all of
Sade.
that. I'm telling y'all. Y'all get some wine. If you like wine, get some of that. I'm telling y'all. I transition. I'm trying to transition over from liquor to wine. You know what I mean?
I'm not drinking anymore.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Just staying sober, just dealing with life.
Yeah. I mean,
you still got your other drink.
See? Yeah.
I haven't been drinking it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That is I'm telling you right now, that's very therapeutic. If you cannot do therapy, if you cannot get a therapist, self-medicate in some kind of safe way. Don't do the crazy shit. Don't be like Zendaya off of
Euphoria.
There we go. So
journal, meditate, really just try to find your peace for real. Take some classes. Atlanta has a bunch of art classes, craft classes, all kinds of fun stuff.
Do a lot of fun, free shit. Cause I'm telling y'all, it's about to get real serious. And there's a lot of free shit you can do. Do the Beltline.
We're going to include some links below of Black businesses you can support.
Mm-hmm. The good ones. You know what I'm saying? Not to say all of y'all is bad, but y'all know what the fuck y'all doing. And we hate that shit. And I'm going to always say that. Let me find you. But once again, like I said, you know, we try to support everybody. Make sure everybody's solid. And yeah.
All right, bet. Well, with that being said, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, follow the page, hit that notification bell so you get notifications whenever we drop videos. And y'all just make sure y'all check me out. Y'all already know my information is at below. New_Ty. Y'all can follow the Bridge ATL_ on pretty much every platform, as well as Nostalgia Uni ENT. That's the production. Make sure y'all check us out. We got a lot of things going on, a lot of things in the work. We got some videos coming out. We did a collaboration with another person who had been on the show with us before. So keep an eye out for some of those clips. You know, yeah, support.
Tag your Black-owned business below too.
For sure. Do all of that. And yeah, man, if you live in the greater city of Atlanta or the metro Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, give us a shout out. Send our videos over, you know what I'm saying. If you got topics y'all want us to talk about throughout the entire year, because, you know, like I said, it's going to get heavy. So if you have anything positive that you want us to spread and whatnot, just put it in the comments and everything. You know what I mean? Give us some info.
I love it.
Or if you guys got some relationship problems and y'all want us to talk about them on the show, definitely send those in. We would still love to get those, you know. We'll talk about them.
You know I got an opinion.
But with that being said, thank y'all.
Bye.
Appreciate y'all. Until next time, have a happy Black History Month. Happy Valentine's Day. We didn't really talk about that, but you know that's coming up. So you know, y'all. Yeah, with that being said, peace.
Bye.